What's up, everyone? Good. Is it evening? It's evening now. I was gonna say afternoon, but now it's evening. It took us a while to get on because the internet was horrible, but we thank God for the ability to just restart the whole thing. Sometimes you just gotta restart. But anyway, surprise! I haven't been live in so long, like a few weeks, maybe a month or so, but I am back. And tonight we're going to be talking about credit and home buying. And here I have the Dr. Linda Collymore, which just so happens to be my mother. But anyway, everyone, say hello. Let me go. Y'all know the usual drill. I need to go on my Facebook because y'all know for some reason my streaming software be hating on me, and it sometimes it wants to mark my videos. Yeah, see, it's doing it again. It wants to mark my videos as private, so I literally just unmarked it private. But now we're good to go. If you can see me, hear me, whatever, I want you to share. Find someone to share this with. Y'all know I'm usually only on for about 30 minutes, 25 minutes or so. So we're going to get into this thing and we're going to do what it is that we need to do. But I want you all to come on. If you have questions tonight, I want you to put those questions in the chat. I can see the chat. I can even put it up on the screen with us. So if you have any questions tonight, I definitely want you to put that in the chat, okay? But I'm here. I'm ready for your questions. If you are in the home buying process or even thinking about it, I want you to listen. I want you to take notes. I want you to heed to this info, but let's get into everything. For those of you, I've had a lot of new followers, a lot of new friends that have added me on Facebook, on Instagram, subscribers on YouTube, from the lives that I have done. And so what I want you all to do, number one is follow me, subscribe, follow Dr. Collymore, subscribe. You'll see her on there. Not only does she do credit repair, but she also does accounting. She does everything, business credit, business loans, etc. So I want you all to follow her as well. But I'm just going to do a brief introduction of myself. My name is Leanne Collymore. I have so many new people on here. I'm a real estate agent here in the area. A lot of y'all that have known me, you've known me for doing so many different things. But now at this point in my life, I thank God for the fact that I can condense. And so now I am a real estate agent. I have been for either 2 or 3 years. I don't really know what the time has been now, but time has been flying. And so I do residential, but I also do commercial real estate. It seems as though I actually do more commercial than residential, but hey, that is what I do. But pretty much, I won't even say I specialize in anything. I specialize in helping people. And so that's what I love to do. I love to help people. I love to help the ones that have been told no. You could say that is a quote unquote slogan for me. I help the ones that have been told no. And so today I want you to take notes because we're going to be on here speaking about credit. Dr. Collymore.
It is
I say hey to everyone.
Hi, everybody. It is I, Dr. Linda Collymore from Dominion Business Enterprises. I'm your credit specialist today, so get out your pens and papers. Let's talk. Thanks for the invite, Lee. I appreciate it.
Let's talk. How real estate and credit really go hand in hand with the year. And so again, is how in the Riviera Beach area, for those of you that don't know, South Florida. And so, it's always best to start here at home. And so, Dr. Collymore, I know that there's a fact that you have been wanting to change. There's a statistic here in Riviera Beach. If you don't mind sharing that and sharing how you believe what you do will change that narrative.
Well, absolutely. And as you know, Lee, when we talk about especially home buying, a lot of your approvals are tied to the credit score. And so, we are really, really, really pushing, especially in the Riviera Beach area, to push those credit scores a lot higher because it actually makes it better for someone to be able to purchase a home. 15% here in the Riviera Beach of people are home buyers. That's it. It's a very small number. So what we're trying to do is in the next year is to bring that number up to 50%. So we've got a lot of things going on. Also, in this whole region, the Palm Beach County area, only their own comparing to that number. Hope you can hear me.
As well. I'm not sure. I'm not sure. Y'all let me know in the chat if y'all can hear. I heard the 15%. I heard the 15% part in that changing in credit. Y'all forgive us because the weather seems to not be helping with the internet. So just stick around. Y'all let us know if it's breaking up or not, okay? But please continue. I heard the 15% part, and then you were explaining some more.
Right. I was saying that 50%, and this is in the Palm Beach County area now. We're not just talking about Riviera Beach, but 50% of Black residents own their own home in Palm Beach County. So you can see the difference between the Riviera Beach between Riviera Beach and the whole Palm Beach County, and then that's compared to 59% of Hispanics and 77% of white Americans that own their own home. And owning your own home, of course, is like where you're able to build that generation. When I said,
Man, are
I'm
we good?
here. I think we're good now. I hope our
Okay.
audience is
Okay.
good.
I know we're gonna have to get this. We looks like we're gonna have to get this information in quick. But pretty much everyone, the whole point is to have an understanding of changing the narrative. A lot of people don't think that home buying is important. I have a lot of people that come to me and they say, I want to sell my house. And as a real estate agent, you would expect me to want to sell their house, obviously. And within good reason, yes. But see, I'm the type where I'm gonna ask, why do you want to sell your house? And a lot of the times they say, well, I mean, I'm not doing anything with it, or I need money. And I say, well, why don't you just rent it and you can keep it in your family, or you can keep it as something that will give you consistent income, not just a one-time sale. And so I want us all to change our narrative and change our mindset on home buying, and also of home buying. Not us, but it's our beach area. Increase that percentage. Okay. And so let me give you guys some little nuggets, right? Let me give you all some little nuggets. As of 2024, 67% of mortgage denials were due to low credit scores or derogatory credit history. Okay. The average credit score needed to qualify for a conventional loan in 2025 is around 680 to 700. Now, I will say this: FHA loan scores allow as low as 580. Now, some people may not tell you that, but that's going to come with
Right.
higher interest rates. That's going to come with additional costs, like mortgage insurance, all sorts of different things, right? So Dr. Collymore, I don't know if you have any nuggets, within that realm, but tell me, your thoughts even on that.
That's great. Well, when you said that, it's even an additional down payment, of course. as we know, versus somebody else that would has a better credit score and get away with murder sometimes, to be very honest with you. Now, don't know what the credit score is comprised of, which I'm going to in a minute. But what I do want to share is that a rough 99 or less. And I'm so for those of you who are actually low in your credit score, because 79 million along with you, credit score is very low. And then half of those people don't even know what their credit scores are. It could be because they're afraid or whatever to face up to it or own up to it. But when you take the whole credit score, that 100% of your credit score, how it works is that 35% of that 100% is basically payment history, how well you make your payments on time, and those kinds of things. That's 35%. So that means that if you make any payments late, that's that past that 30-day mark or what have you, you will see your credit score plummet down and just stay there. And then 30% of your credit is built on the credit utilization. And that just simply means, guys, how much of that credit you actually use. Say, for instance, you have a credit card that's $100, right? 30% simply means that you should not be using more dollars. And I would even say less than that, because anyways, I 32%, and my credit score plummets because of that credit utilization. So that moment that I just brought that 30% back down, everything went right back up that quickly. And then you got 15% that is your length of credit, how long you have had that credit. And later on, we'll talk about how to correct that and how to improve that, with things such as piggybacking, trade lines, and what the advantages and disadvantages of those things would be for the credit. Anything is doable these days. You got another 10%. That's all those credit inquiries where you go and try to buy a car and they swipe your credit over 5, 6, 7 different companies. That plummets your credit as well, but it is 15% of your whole credit score. And then we'll talk about later on maybe the variations of the different types of credit that actually makes your portfolio nice and balanced. So there's a lot of little things that has to do with your credit there. But I tell people Jesus is Lord, but credit without having a decent. And if you do, trust and believe. And it looks like you went out again.
There we go. I'm back.
Good. Hi. How are you? Wow.
No, but I heard a little bit of the last bit that you said, and I want to touch on something that you said earlier as well. You were saying how some people don't even check their credit because they're too scared to check their credit. And interestingly enough, another fun fact for y'all: in 2024, 46% of renters said they haven't applied for home ownership because they thought that they just simply didn't qualify because of credit anxiety. And so, one thing that I tell people a lot, when I speak to them about home ownership, one thing that I can't stand, and it's not the person I can't stand, it's the fact that this stigma is out there, is the fact that they say, no, I won't qualify. And I say, well, have you spoken to somebody? No,
Right.
I haven't. And I say, well, how do you know? Oh, because my credit is bad. but you have to understand the process that you can go through to get you to where you need to get. Some people even have the money, some people even have all the credentials, but they say no, I'm just not going to do it because of my credit. You don't know what can happen with your credit in 2, 3, 4, 5 months. And my whole thing is, I love the fact that we're here talking today, because see, it connects people together. Because for the ones that feel like they can't do it, they have someone to go and speak to believe for them. Sometimes you need somebody that'll believe for you, and somebody that'll, push you to do the hard things. I've been there before, to where I'm like, oh, I don't even want to check my credit report. But one thing that I really notice is that when you face things head on, and you really just dive into it and start to do what it is that you need to do, you start chipping away at an iceberg piece by piece, little by little. And before you know it, you made a much bigger dent than you could have, just waiting till the last minute. So,
Right.
I'm glad that we're here talking. Credit can affect your ability to rent. Credit can affect what you qualify for. Credit can affect your monthly mortgage costs. Credit can affect insurance and moving fees, and all those things. So, I mean, even other things, y'all know other things it
And
can, you know.
and I
Mm.
want to add, if I could, that because of the three credit bureaus that's been coming under fire a lot, keep in mind, TransUnion, Equifax, and Experian has been sued on a wide scale because of derogatory, irregular information. You probably stand a great chance right now, if there is derogatory information on your one. What do that, then just imagine all of that stuff being wiped off, because of the atmosphere, the time that we're living in, and that little window of opportunity that you could use to get everything wiped off and have a great credit score.
So give the people a little bit of an idea of how, the process would go, with you. For those of you that are on with us, I know the live might be going in and out, etc., but y'all just bear with us. Tell them a little bit of what the process may be like, how simple it is, what you offer, etc., and how this goes along in with the home buying process. Before you even start, I want to throw something in there as well. She also offers, within this package, there's the will and trust. And so for those of you that either already own a home, or you have other things that you want to be passed down, a lot of the time people don't even know how to go about doing a will and trust. On top of that, Black and brown community, we don't even, and so this is why I really want us to be on here today talking about credit and talking about what she has to offer, because this and you're get out, what it is that to get you, the things that you need. So please tell them a little bit about, what the process is.
Okay. You have mentioned about the will and trust. I want to state a fact, a statistic again, that 65% of people have no will. And just take 100% minus that. That's 30 something percent that do have a will. And then you've got 71% or 82% of people that do not have a trust. Let me see. Aretha Franklin, as you all know, didn't have a trust. Michael Jackson didn't have a will. Prince didn't have a will. So it has nothing to do with the amount of money. It's just the knowledge, like you said, Leanne. So, so it's very important. But as it relates to the credit repair process, the first thing that I want to share is that you want to be very, very careful with who you entrust your personal information to. There's a lot of people, a lot of companies out there that are saying, "Oh, we'll get your credit repaired within 30 days. Oh, we'll do this." I want to can't guarantee that is against laws, because you're giving them longer than the other. And so caution people on scams that are out there, people who are out there that are just wanting to take all of their money and then leave them there. And credit repair can cost so many variations of prices that you want to be careful with where you go. So having said that, when we talk about credit repair, the first thing that would be done is this: all information would be gathered, such as your 3 credit reports that will come from TransUnion, that will come from Equifax, that will come from Experian. And once those are printed out and we see exactly what those are, then we get your driver's license that we take a picture of. We also get your a proof of address, and we actually take those and we send out dispute letters. Those letters, it doesn't matter whether it's a foreclosure, bankruptcy, late payments, collections, charge-offs. What is it when they pick up your car? How do they pull your car?
Repos.
Repos. Thank you. Nowadays, because of technology and those people and comes back on again. I'll talk about that in a second, but the standard pretty much, because within 30 to 45 days, 50 days, or what have you, when those letters go out to the company that actually put that derogatory information on your credit report, then they now have 30 days by law to the Credit Reporting Act. They have 30 days to actually respond to that. If they don't respond to it within that time, then according to the Fair Credit Bureau, they have to take it off. So you stand a chance where something actually might be accurate, might be something that you did do, but it has to be taken off because the company has not responded. So, once that process goes again, then you do it over and over until everything that you have recognized to be inaccurate has to come off. And so with all of those things, especially like late payments and collections and those, you're talking about 30 points per collection or late payment. And just because the company has stopped writing off or paid the collection, most time still talent that information. And I hope that helped.
Back.
Are
I
you
think
back?
it cut up. I think it cut up a little bit, but it's okay. I got most of it. I got most of it. Y'all,
We're
we
sorry, guys.
plowing
Don't
through.
worry. We'll do it again.
We're gonna do it again. Yeah, we're gonna do it again. Um, okay. Oh, I pray that I'm pronouncing your name right, Ulatha. I pray I'm saying that right, and if not, please please correct me. But do you see that question? Can this be done electronically or is through mail best?
Good. You can do it, Elethea. You could do it electronically, and you could do it by mail. Either way. Now, some people will say that the inquiries done electronically, it really helps. Okay. Now, when you're talking about late payments, charge-offs, those kinds of things, I'm going to be very honest with you. There are programs and platforms that are out there, and nowadays it's so high tech that you've got AI in these platforms where they will actually, when they send that what you have proven over taken off, those platforms can actually work in your favor a lot better than doing it electronically. But you could do it either way. But I recommend the disputes for your I just said it just now, disputes for your inquiries, which is 15% of your score, to be actually done in that manner. And I will also say, if you're going to dispute your inquiries electronically, then also take time to update your address to only one address, not more than that, because that also brings your credit score down as well.
And one thing I wanted to add in there too, uh some people I have seen, they have disputed. This is why you need to pay attention to what's sent out too. Some people I've seen have disputed um things that they have on an open card. Like for instance, uh, they're trying to, is it bringing me back? Is it
You're
bringing me
back
back?
now. I'm
Okay,
hearing
I'm back.
you.
Yeah, there we go. I was saying, I was saying that, be careful even in what you dispute. Like, just watch it a little bit, because some people, like if you're doing it yourself, some people dispute things on a card that's still open and still active, and they're still using it. And they'll start going and disputing a whole bunch of stuff, and they'll accidentally close that card. So I have literally seen that happen before. So that's another thing too. Um, but yeah, I want everyone to please, we're going to do this again as well. Announcement, I'll make sure that I'm going live. I'm putting in for every Monday and every Friday. Monday will be city updates, real estate updates, just me, talking about what's going on. And then every Friday I'll have a guest, talking about something real estate related, what have you. Or the Mondays would be actually just a straight talk. I'm gonna start, explaining which is what. But like my first episode of Straight Talk was into all, and so thing. Let's see when I get back. Let's see when I get back. There we go. Looks like I'm back now. But listen, some steps I want you all to take. Some steps that I definitely want you all to take in terms of credit. I can tell you this for sure. Um, get pre-qualified. Okay, if you need help with that, contact me. I'm a big proponent of this, not pulling credit when you need to be pre-approved. And I'm saying hard pull. It can be checked without doing a hard pull. People be going to all these different
True.
lenders and mortgage people, and their credit is pulled 5, 6, 7 times. And by the time they ready to buy a house, they got all these inquiries on their credit. And it's just so irresponsible of real estate professionals to be doing that. And sometimes they may not know, because folks want to buy a house, they just go, right? But for the ones that do know, it's really irresponsible, and they're not thinking about the client. They're just doing what they got to do to get what they want to get. Set a you to get, you need to connect it, but hopefully y'all can hear. You get what you need to get when you need to get it. Don't worry about no market. Don't worry about no economy. Look, I'm not gonna lie, that's just how I am, and I can show y'all data that actually shows that I don't think anything will be going down anytime soon. We'll see though. But according to the data, y'all can go back and look at my live with my broker Larry. We broke that down. Okay. But connect with me, connect with Dr. Collymore. Um, Dr. Collymore, you got any credit tips, any little tips for the people?
Well, I do want to say this. Like Leanne said, you want to be real careful with allowing people and giving them permission to pull your credit, and be very skeptical about giving your social security number, of course, because you've got real estate agents and brokers who they'll run your credit because they know that if you go someplace else and your credit score has gone down, they know that they already have your record. They're locked in with you. And so they'll try to manipulate you to try to close a deal with you as opposed to the next person, because it's very black. What must be understood is that is the only thing that you will be able to utilize to send your children to school, to college, buy other properties, do business. That equity that is in your property, that equity that is in your home, can be a substantial material value. So don't think about the interest rates right now. Don't think about how much you even have to put down in comparison to what you're going to get back out of that. I would suggest that you really, really begin to work on your credit scores, get those scores up by any means necessary. Save up that money, make that a priority in 2025. And I promise you that you will never get to a place again where you would have those kinds of issues, at least in terms of trying to secure property, stay in a particular neighborhood. You got to understand that gentrification is happening very, very badly around all of the cities. So if you don't own your property, you have no voting rights. If you don't own your property, you have no say. The property does. You getting that credit cleaned up as soon as possible. Educate yourself on what credit does versus what it does not do.
Oh, you know what's
I see that
interesting? I
question.
don't know. Yeah, I've heard about this. I've heard about this before. They require a credit check. Um,
Yes,
this
most
comes up a lot.
definitely.
Yeah. What do you have to say about that?
Well, I have had many customers, and this is for real, especially with government jobs and some insurance places. They don't want employees that have low credit scores, because what they do, they attach that to someone possibly trying to steal in the company, possibly trying to do unlawful things, or be placed in a pressurous position to be able to lie, steal, cheat, because most times low credit is associated with the fact that you've got a lot of bills that are mounting up on you. So yes, absolutely. And it was not addressed. Thank you so much, Linda, for asking that because of their credit. You are absolutely. Did,
We back. Can you hear me? Yeah.
yes, did
Okay.
I answer the
Say
question? Did y'all hear me?
say the last part one more time. Like there was a little piece you said at the end. Just say that part, that last part.
Well, I was just basically saying that it was becoming more and more common because people with low credit scores are associated with having bills. And when you have bills, it means you need money. And if you need money, you can be put in certain positions by customers, by even competitors, to put the corporation that you're working in a compromising position, because now you're subject to bribes or anything like that. So yes, government, insurance companies, sensitive information with companies, they will absolutely require a credit check. And if your credit is below a certain number, you're ineligible to be hired.
Yeah, and another thing that I would say, another thing say, and you can all best they would have to give you a written and a copy. Oh, am I breaking up? Yep. Okay, I'm
Yes,
back
you
now.
are.
Okay, so I was saying, I was saying that you can legally. I'm gonna make this shorter. Okay, legally you can say no. Also, if they deny you based upon your credit, they'll have to give you a written response and also give you a copy of the report. But a way that you could get around that potentially, it all depends on the job. The way that you can get around that potentially is by bringing it up as a factor initially. Be upfront, and you could say something along the lines of, I'm working on improving my credit, and I would love to discuss that with you before that becomes a deciding factor. You can have letters of recommendation. You can show proof of financial responsibility in other areas, responsibility in job performance, different things of the sorts, to cover that fact and that part. So I would just be upfront with it and bring it up first. Just be like, listen, I am working on my credit. I had this situation happen and that situation happen, because, you can give that prior to them just looking at it and see on paper. I can look, so I hope that answered that. But y'all, we're like over our time now. The breaking up really had us to, have to keep repeating stuff. But anyway, Dr. Collymore, anything else to say before we hop off?
Well, I would just say, again, if you need some additional information, or you're just wanting to know more about what you can do to improve your credit, you may have questions, or, want some kind of consulting with regards to that, I'm available. And you can always call our office, which is Dominion Business Enterprises, at 561-292-2777 from 10 to 5, and that's 561-292-2777. Also, it's always important to keep track of your credit. Check your credit on a daily basis. There's all kinds of things that's happening out there, and you want to make sure that you know what your credit score looks like. And for those of you who are afraid, don't be afraid of saying no and work on it. Then your economy gets worse, you're going to go and take a look at that credit score.
All right, y'all. We are going to end right there. Listen, that number below, 561-292-2777. Call that number, get the information that you need to get. We thank you so much for being on. I thank you guys for being on. Listen, look out for every Friday, every Monday. Okay. And I'll be on, y'all. We gonna have to definitely do this again, because this internet thing this is crazy. But anyway,
I meant to tell you also that they could go on our website at www.dominion. Also take a look and see help your credit as well.
All right, everyone. We will see you all next time. Good night.
Good night, everybody. Thanks, Lee, for inviting me.